What's going on, everybody? It's Tim with Piece.n.grease. It's Monday morning, and we're back on another fun-filled project. That's what we like to build around here is fun-filled projects. And if you like that kind of stuff, you should like, share, and subscribe. I don't say that much, so maybe I'll start saying it more, get in that algorithm. Anyway, it's a beautiful day out. Got stuff going on every direction, like always. Trucks, equipment breakdowns, blade clutch went out on my mower yesterday, so I got that coming up. But anyways, we're trying to get a jump start on the Sammy Semi. And what we're doing here, new video, in case you didn't see the last video, we're taking this international Cabover that we paid $500 for. We put it on our gooseneck trailer, bolted it down, and used it as a sleeper with the hump still in it. Queen size bed gave me claustrophobia. You couldn't lean up in the bed. You had to lay on your side, eat a snack. Two people couldn't stand up. That was kind of a pain in the butt. So we set it on a trailer. Just been looking at it forever. So we got this car show coming up here in less than a month. Piece.n.grease third annual car show, May 15th, 16th. So you want to come out? Those dates. Friday, Saturday, look it up, double check me. We have a kids build off coming up. We promote this kids build off, and there's a lot of interest in people getting stuff together for this. We're going to have a fun-filled day of events. We're going to have raffles and all kinds of stuff, so make sure you don't miss it. Vintage camping or regular camping, whatever. Camping's included with your $20 per vehicle cost. So we're just trying to get something sitting there. So Sammy is he's 6 years old, man. He can't really fabricate yet. We've had him welding and stuff. We had the family welding adventure. Maybe she'll post a link here. That was a cool video. But anyways, what I'm doing is I'm using scrap metal, scrap parts, scrap semi. 1968 C20 front chassis was in my 8-lug Thug red truck that I've converted to four-wheel drive ish. When this was in the truck, I paid good money for all this stuff just to throw it in the weeds. So we brought it back out. Those are 3-inch square body C30 single wheel 3-inch drop spindles. We're going to throw an airbag shock back on it. We got the shocks. We got the airbags. If I take them off the yellow truck, which I'll probably do so we can keep moving along and make it go up and down. This is going under there. The green part, which may not be green when we're done, it'll sit on the ground. Air up from there using this chassis, using a steering box up there, and all that. So what I'm trying to do now is get it welded in. I got it all centered up. I got it squared up. I got it leveled up. Heavy tack, and then I'm going to work it in, put some cross members in it. I'm using this angle iron because I had a 12-foot piece of angle iron. I cut it in half. This will get us underneath there and rolling. And then when I get my donor vehicle over here and stripped out, we will build probably square tube frame rails from the back. In the back, it'll have an engine and a dually axle, so it'll need to be stiff. We won't drive us down the road. Maybe when we get it done and you buy it, you drive down the road. So that's what we're doing. We're going to try to get this tacked together. That way we can get it rolled under there. I got some mounts to take out in front where it tilted. And once I get those mounts out, that's where I'll put my new plates for this in. And then we'll just build A to B, get those in. I went and bought some rear doors for the crew cab yesterday, and there was a two-wheel drive Suburban there. Luke Runyon, thanks for the hookup on the doors. I'm going to get a hold of him and see if I can't go over there and get the two-wheel drive steering box off of that truck for this project. Pay him whatever, instead of buying a brand new one. We'll just mount it right here on this frame rail. And then the drag link, stabilizer link for the other side will go right on that frame rail, and we'll be making room. So let's get working. All right, the original frame came in wide, real wide, came up, tapered at an angle. The only place we can really get immediate tack is in the front, and then we're going to fill these in and weld it solid. I got it square. It is different from side to side. It looks different, but that's just the way the wind blows. So nothing was square on the original frames of the truck up in the front anyway. So we're going to get these welded in. I already took the time to square them all up so as to not bore you to death. So haven't welded in a little while and let Jennifer use the welder. So here we go. Oh yeah, baby. Got her up on 199 volts. This is thick steel. Oh yeah. That ain't going anywhere. That's locked in. Pack my ass. That's welded. Well, I moved it, so let's double check it. Good. I put my hand on it again. She ain't moving now. All right. Cross member, and she'll be locked in, and it won't twist at all or anything. We'll go out here and find some steel. We'll be back. All right, pretty good day so far. We got a squared up frame welded to our suspension. I did go ahead and pull 2 of the airbags off of the yellow truck and stuck them up in there and got hoses run, and that way we could test it out. I also used my Vevor mag drill to mount the passenger side, whatever you call that, drag link, stabilizer drag link. I don't have a gearbox yet, so the wheels kind of act funny. If you see me raise it or lower it and the wheels act funny, there's no steering box, so that tie rod over there kind of kicks out and then they get weird. But what we do got is a nice roller. We got a roller. Okay, so we got a temporary air supply. I had to search through my fittings, but we got a little deal here. And then we got it aired down right now. So basically where it's at right now is where we roll it under there. And then we make that semi sit on the ground around it at this height. And then when we want to raise it up and move around, let me measure first. Hold on. See our range of motion. Right now that's a 16 1/4. Of course, we don't have no gauges or anything, so we're just airing them up till they look fat. So obviously the back will rise up some with that too. Let's see what we got. 24. So it lifts at 8 inches, so that's pretty good in my book. See how it kicks that wheel out because the steering box isn't on it. But yep, that's what we got. So then we just hit the dump valves. World's lowest semi. All right, I'm gonna give you a little story time, a little truck story real quick. We've had this truck here at our campground for probably 25 years, at least I'd say, probably around there. It's a 1973 Ford F350, 10.5, 12-foot dump bed. It's always been a good dump truck. Kind of got left behind on maintenance. It's got a 360 in it. We've always fought carburetor problems with this truck. Just buying parts store rebuilt carburetors. Never could seem to get a good one. So still fighting that issue. If you get online these days and look at carburetors, they're very expensive. And a Holley 2-barrel 500 is what people say is the best replacement. What I would have liked to do was put a 4-barrel intake on it and just a regular Elderbrock carburetor, something simple that I know would run. But an intake for one of these FE motors is extremely outrageously high. We're just trying to get it running so we can use it local here. So what I did was I got on eBay, typed in Holley 2-barrel 500, and they called this a Holley 65 times in their ad. This is not a Holley, but it's not a bad looking piece. Come with caps on it, come with fittings. I need to put a little tape on this guy here. I need to cut my fuel line. They gave me rubber hose. Come in a nice box. Got a filter we're going to use. Just stuff. We got base plate. They even sent extra jets just in case the old Fit Daddy's fat. Got a gasket for the air cleaner. They sent this little tiny spring kit, which is kind of weird. But anyways, we're going to spend a few minutes throwing this guy on. Provided clamps and everything. So I got to find something to cut the fuel line with. And then we're going to bolt it on and give her a little review, see if it runs. Another problem with this truck is the hydraulic line to the cylinder had rubbed a hole in it. Right there it is. I have got a new one on. That's why the bed's all jacked up like that. We had to do that to get in there to get to the fittings. So hopefully what we're trying to do is get it running. Get the hydraulics working again off the PTO 4-speed. And then once we get this baby running and purring like a kitten, the old 360, then we'll start doing some upgrades to it, fix the brakes, maybe put a clutch in it, just some stuff. So let's put old China Holly on here and see what happens. All right, we're just wrenching away like crazy. And one thing this truck is always, it's never really run good just because we would just try to dump loads with it and stuff. Well, in the manifold behind the carburetor is this guy. He's like a manifold octopus. There's 4 little ones and 1 big one on there. So those caps were always dry rotted and leaking and everything. So what I did was took this out, put a simple pipe plug in there. I don't know if you can see, but I just kept some pipe plugs in the drawer. So we got that eliminated. The only thing that came off of it anyway was the vacuum for the brakes. So this carburetor has a big port on the back. So I just have a brand new piece of 3H fuel line clamped on there. I have a piece of brand new fuel line clamped on there. We're getting ready to set it on there, bolt it down. Got the new gasket they provided on there. We'll end up cutting our fuel line back here somewhere so we can run the filter. And then let's see what it looks like. The one thing that I know that I don't have yet going for me is the little ball for the throttle. They didn't send one of those. And the one on my old carburetor it's like riveted on there. So I got to go look through the drawer and hope I pull up some magic. So we'll keep on wrenching. All right, she's on there. So we got a new vacuum line running from the carb itself over to the brake booster. And then I got a brand new fuel line. I used the fuel filter they sent. It had a port that said out. So that's feeding the carb. We just cut our stock line down here. I found a little ball in my drawer of magic. We got everything hooked up. Batteries hooked up. Coil's hot. I don't know why the coil's hot, but whatever. Maybe there's the sun. Maybe the sun made it hot. I put 5 gallons of gas in on top of whatever was in it. Oh, I let the key on. That's why it's hot. Let's see what happens. What we gonna do, baby? Woo! Board, baby. First board on the channel. Look at that. What's that? Gotta make that choke. It was choked out. Let's shut the choke, start over. What's happening, everybody? We're back down at the shop, and a little bit of unfun work. Part of our duties here running this campground is being able to work on anything and everything, because you just really can't afford to pay people or find reliable people at a moment's notice. This mower is one of our oldest mowers. It's been a good one. We've actually replaced the engine last year. It blew up, and you know, the old dealership says it's cheaper to replace her. Well, it's not. I'm here to tell you, everything has tripled. This mower was probably, who knows, this is probably $6,500 mower 15, 20 years ago, and it's probably $15,000 mower now. So we keep them going. The clutch has been acting funny. The blades, when you pull up on your blade button, activates a clutch underneath there, kicks that pulley on, turns on your blades. That is not working correctly. I noticed it's been real slow to kick on, and then the other day I was mowing and I stopped to get off to move some stuff and it wouldn't kick back on. So we've got a new clutch. We went down to the local dealer. They do sell parts. So we got a new clutch here. Let's see what we got. I personally had the stock clutch off, the original, when I changed the motor, so I didn't use any special tools. Pretty much just, from what I can remember, was a fairly easy job. Daily life around here, I would get a lot more done, but between mowing, fixing the mowers, and all that, there she is. Basically, got a shaft with a pin, drift pin, and then let's get under there and start taking that off. Looks like just got like one bolt here to locate it. Got a new wiring harness on it. I'm gonna get underneath there. I got me some millimeter tools and an impact wrench down there. But you know, I ain't got enough. So let's see what we can do. Be right back. All right, here we are directly under the engine. There's the engine. This is what's under your engine on your mower. This is your clutch right here that drives your belts. I already went on the front off the idler pulley, the adjustable idler pulley. Took the belt loose. We're just gonna push that up out of our way. We got this center bolt that holds it on, and then up here there's a basically just a bolt and a stud looking washer thing that you got to put back on your new clutch just to keep it from moving. And then one connection right there. So let's see what we can do here. Took you out, didn't I? All right. I don't know. I think it's a 16, but I can't find a 16. 17 did it. See, it removes itself. Pretty much. Got your pin there. You don't even have to mess with your pin. Keep the bolt. We just got to take this guy off right here. All right, now we're done with this. Throw it in the scrap pile. Here's our new one. Right here's our hole. All right, you just got to make sure you put your little bung back in its little retainer area. That's really all you got to know. It's not the lightest thing. Line up that pin. Get your unit over there. All right, we're going to want to zip tie this up there like it was. Get it out of our way. We're going to go back up front, put the belt on, and we're good to go, folks. So this part right here costs $480. So imagine what they're going to charge you to come get your mower and to do it for you. They're going to charge you $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 to fix this, and they're going to try to talk you into a new mower, and then they're going to fix this and sell your old mower for a profit. So, you know, it took one bolt and a stud, and we fixed it. So do your own maintenance, folks. Tip of the day. All right, we got a strap under the intake, hooked to the bucket. I know this isn't the greatest way to do it, but when you have a taller truck, sometimes it's the only way to do it. So we're going to give her take a little pressure off of it. I got the motor mount bolts out, I got the bell housing bolts out, starters off, flex plates loose, fuel lines are loose, power steering lines are hooked up. But they're hard to get to, so we're going to get it up, see if we can't get it up in the air, and we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's go. Nice pants, man. He's driving. He looks like he's ready for combat.
Yeah, we've been on a mission.
Them shoes will give you away, though, them bright shoes. Other than that, you look good.
He's a good driver.
Yeah, he always has been since he first started.
Yeah.
He's been driving good since he was 3. We're going to take a little pressure off this. Better get back. It always happens. Hello, baby!
Right out.
Don't drink that water, Butch. Our steering lines are hooked up. All right, we got it out. 6.2, 53,000 original miles. There she hangs. This was 24-volt system. I don't know much about them, but if you had a 12-volt fuel shut-off solenoid and 12-volt starter, this motor would run perfect, flawless, for probably another 153,000 miles at least. This is for sale. By the time you see this, it hopefully will be sold. But 400 to 500, 400. I guess I said 400. I'll take 400 for it. No starter. So here it is. I got the alternators, but it had 2 alternators on it that were 24 volt. But I have everything that came off the front. This is a like new motor, so. Oh well. Plans for the white truck now. Get rid of all that 24 volt wiring all the way out. Power wash it all out. We're going to do some research. Might need to swap that torque converter out because it was diesel. Might have a lower stall speed. We're going to clean it up underneath there. I like how it shows its army green firewall. That is beautiful. We'll get rid of those terminals, get that stuff out of there. 24 volt is for the devil. We're going to put a nice little motor in here. That's what's next. What's happening, everybody? It's Tim with Piece.n.grease. We're back. Man, I bolted some boggers on that unit. Look at that. We need some coilovers, 24-inch coilovers. If anybody out there sells or sponsors coilovers, hit us up. We got hydraulic steering for it and everything. That's coming up. Today, last night, we got the engine out of the 6.2. Well, can't call it the 6.2 anymore. Got the engine out of the, it was a military truck originally, owned by a fire department. I don't know what we call it. Fire truck, military truck, army truck. Can't call it none of that. Fire truck. Anyways, 6.2's out. Next step on that's get that 24 volt wiring harness stripped out, like I said a few minutes ago, and power wash that all out. Get prepared for our next move. I do have an engine I can put in it real quick. I got mounts. I got stuff where I got the flywheel. I have stuff left over from other LS adventures. I could have 5.3 stuffed in that. Everybody says, don't put a 5.3 in a 1-ton truck. You got to crawl before you can walk, folks. And if you want to sit around and wait for the perfect 6.0 that's not blown up, that some painter with an 80,000 mile work van's ready to sell, good luck. Use what you can get. And a $500 aluminum headed LS is not a bad deal these days. You know, they're getting hard to find too. Anyways, what we're trying to do today, our goal yesterday was get that motor out. Our goal today is to get this cab over mounted onto this chassis that I built. I know it's awful short, but we will add on to it. We will go just get the frame rails we need and weld them right into those, saddle them in. But for now, we are trying to get that mounted in the front and get it mounted in the back. And then we'll build something we can move it around with, or we can move it around. So that's what we're going to do. So what I've been doing is, it's all aluminum with steel here and there. And I couldn't quite get the bolts out that held the steel in because of years of corrosion and riding down the highway. So what I do have is I got a plate of steel and I got a nice rib. I call it a rib right there. We're going to mount a plate of steel to that. And then we're going to mount a plate of steel on this side. That'll look the same. And then we can build off of those. We may connect them, but anyways, we'll trim them and bring them down, and those will connect to the frame. We're going to use 1/4 inch steel and everything, and then reinforce it more once we get it together. Then once we got it sandwiched A to B, then we'll add reinforcements in places I haven't discovered yet. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a nice tight anchor point in the front that'll hold this cab up, and it can't weigh much anymore. It's aluminum. I bet it probably weighs 500 at the most. I don't know. I can move it around one side pretty easy, so we don't want it sitting on this lift as awkward as I got it much longer. I got it favoring the back, which it's not a lot of weight, but it's probably leverage. So anyways, I got a clamp, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp my piece of steel right there, and then I'll get my mag drill and I'll put a few holes in there. There are big holes there, but I'll get some holes in the back, some holes in the front. We'll make it tight. Here we go. All right, we got our 1/4 inch steel clamped in. We got our V-bore mag drill. Keeps on trucking, man. It does the work. We're going to drill through here, get some bolts established, get us a mounting point. Fighting me. All right, I look wild because I am. Big developments. So we got, it may look tiny, but it's 1/4 inch angle iron, 1.5 inch. Those welds may look shitty because they're not done, and I hit a few welds without any gas. It'll happen. But anyways, we got that cleaned up. So the front is mounted. The semi is 5.5 inches off of the ground because of the lift. So I had my front suspension fully relaxed. Hope this don't come back to bite me. And I jacked it up 5.5 inches, measured it twice, 3 times, 4 times. So I got my front suspension up to where when I slide this back off the ramp, it should sit right on itself, right on the grill. Well, the grill is up a little bit. It'll sit right on all the greens. So we got to find a way to mount it to the back, which will come back in. Oh, and I hooked up the lights. This has, I wired it for 110 when we were camping in it, and it's hard to see in here, and I thought, well, I'll just plug those lights in. I had to put a cord end on it, and they work good. So we're back in business with free lighting. Switch is right here. When we're done, we'll just turn that off, and we'll put some kind of inverter in it so those always work. But anyways, that's it. We got all this room back here for driving and people. May not be the comfortablest thing. You may sit in a relaxed position. We're going to find some kind of air, because if we cruise it with it limoed out, then we're going to need to have some fresh air in it. But anyways, I cut a lot of it out. I wasn't sure what to cut out, but you never are. Maybe, so we'll put the grill in it. We'll put some lights up in there, and maybe that's where we'll put our horn blasters, is in the front of that. And then I may use plywood, smooth plywood, cut round like that, and then screwed in, because that's aluminum, all around this lip. Screw that in. Maybe a couple layers of plywood just to kind of fill that in. Probably build some wheel wells. Might go to like Home Depot and get those ones for your basement windows. Build me some wheel wells. So it'll be safe. We'll make this safe. That way kids can ride it and everything. We'll put a floor pan in that, whatever it calls for. We'll make it safe. But we're going to keep on working. I'm going to build these back. I'm going to build these back mounts. I don't know how yet, because now I can't lift it. So the problem is now it's connected to that front frame, and I got it on the lift real sketchy, just backwards, back asswards hanging off. And I don't want to go try lifting that. It's all aluminum. The mounts are down low, but I want to sit right on that, so I'm going to have to cut those off. And we'll build something to go in there to hold that up. I'm going to weld my new frame rails. I don't want to put anything in the way, because my frame rails are going to go up in there and weld in, top and side and all around, and connect in. So this ought to be fun. I do want to get it on its own weight today, though, so I can pull it out and air it up and see what it looks like. So let's keep working. All right, we're heading for a first look. I'm going to drag it out because I just can't help it. We got air in the bags, got the front aired up. We got the Bobcat under the back. I was thinking of something, now I forget. But anyways, let's drag it out and see what it looks like. It's looking for a daggone tripod, but tripod has left the area. So I have a real hard time steering because the front wheels just want to do whatever they want. All right, you can see I was doing burnouts, trying to get it out because steering box isn't hooked up, so the wheels just do whatever they want. But we are making moves. See, the grill don't quite touch the ground, but the truck does. There's some studs on the back that I got to cut off so the back will sit on the ground. But that's the deal. She's going to sit right on itself. Air it down, and then raise it up and go. Haul load. We'll haul loads everywhere, California, with this thing.
It's a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Jim said, why don't we take the RV around the block? And I said, yeah, why not? So here we are.
It's always a good day to drive around in your camper.
Yeah, just camping fools.
All we do is semi.
Yeah, RV. All we do is RV.
Oh yeah, you can't use the S word around here. ODOT's listening. All we do is camp.
So far away.
What did we say?